Welcome to Roger's Hot Rod Garage.
Don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, so here they are. Billy Bob Joe's. What do you do if you don't have a press? Heat and minus temperatures outside. What is this, 88 Polo?
82.
So pressing in new bearings right here. Take the old race, cut it down a little bit, and use it as a driving force to get the other one in. That's the one right there I'll polish.
Yeah.
C-clip already in.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now, go ahead. We'll put it back up on here. Cool. Where's my little bitty hammer? There it is right there. Outside of the race, get the new race in. There you go, right there, bird center. Okay, go ahead. Honk that front end, you'll see it move. There it goes. Keep going. Keep going. That's going. Keep going. Keep going. All the way till you bottom out. Okay, now back it out. There you go. I got this. Make sure it's the right end, the shiny end. There you go. Keep going.
It's done.
You done? Okay. Let's check the seal. Yep. And it's on that ring in the back, the C-clip. So another fine job here. Because you ain't got the right tools. You can always improvise though. I think that's what, yeah, and then there's the C-clip hole right there. Pop that last C-clip in there. Bob is your uncle. There you go. Ooh, that's hot. That's still hot.
Yeah, yeah, that's from the other one.
Look at that. Alright, C-clip is in. And that's it. And we'll just press that one in too, like we did the other one. Should be in there tight. Yeah. Jam that goes on here, and then the drive shaft goes back here. Alright, got a little hesitation between shifts, and it runs out of power at about 110 miles an hour, that is. Trying to figure it out, whether it's carburation or whether it's one of these HDIs up here. Don't know, but I'm gonna figure it out. Tell you what, it's time for a quick little rebuild on both of these two primers right here, Rochester 2Gs. That one's okay. Watch the fuel go in there on the accelerator pump. And this one, no go. keep dribbling down in here, so let me cut this sucker off. So that's the hesitation I'm getting when I'm shifting into another gear. So no big deal. I think I remembered actually ordering these things, and I'm not gonna do the YouTube scam here, but I did. And I went ahead and got myself 2 kits. There they are right there. But you know what? That is a project for tomorrow. Let me go ahead and button everything up. This sucker will sit outside tonight because I don't want to leave the bug sitting outside because it is in Bondo right now. So I don't want the cold air sucking all into my Bondo and my primer right now. Anyway, I'll get back with you tomorrow morning. All right, shut this door right now because it is super cold outside. If you don't believe me, frost on the coupe. It was parked outside because I didn't want to leave the Volkswagen outside. But look, I've got the back and the front marked right now, although that was pretty simple because I got this in here. These 2 are coming off today. Those are my primers right now. I found out that this one right here, the accelerator pump, is kind of like just dripping instead of atomizing fuel into it. So there's my hesitation. No big deal. This would be a quick little fix right here because I went ahead and thought ahead and got myself not 1 but 2 standard 2G repair kits from Rochester. So 1, 2, got this out here, and this is just for eye bling bling right here because I'll be rebuilding this here. But let me get my oven cranked up. I've got a little, oh yeah, look at that. So nice and toasty warm in here. It is 10:15 on a Sunday, and I get to play all day in the garage with cool stuff like this, and like this. So stay tuned. All right, cow mount is done right here for the treehouse. Flip this sucker around, and basically, let's see, how do I do this? It's kind of like over-engineered right here. And look at that, I burned the living bejesus out of me because I ain't wearing no gloves, but that's what the cold coke is for. Ah, that's pretty damn good right there. But anyway, look, let me throw some flat black paint on this cow head with modification, and then so I can get back to the coupe over here. Stay tuned. All right, prep old girl for surgery here. That's in case I drop a little piece, I won't lose it down into the intake manifold on the outside. All right, got the clips off. That's a cool little thing I kind of self-fabricated right here about literally 15 years ago. But I just noticed when I took that off, Houston, it's just a little bit too loose right here. So I think that's that little fitting right here. Maybe I can just hit that with a hammer and booger it back up on there. But this is the way the stuff came. And then this one here is tight because it's just got, oh, actually it's a little bit loose too. So yeah, all these got a little bit of tension. But anyway, let me get these suckers off of here and get them torn apart. All right, first damn challenge. This is a, what is that, 3/4? This is the half. Obviously I can't get down up in here because it's too thick. So tool modification number 1. So I think I got that small enough right now that I can actually clamp that thing on. I didn't want to destroy my my nice 1/2 inch or 1 inch open end socket. Oh yes, sir. So, all right. Try the second one here. Look at that. Got myself a new tool at Roger's Hot Rod Garage here. Let me see if I can get that one on there without boogering that thing up. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, come on, break loose. There we go. All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, I picked these little bungs up right here, these little distributors. It's another reason that towel's down there to catch all that little bit of pressure in here. And they've got these little plastic washers up in here, one large, one small. And so I'll put this over here on my little bitty towel. Same thing with this one right here. Look at that. You know, I actually like it when it's freezing cold outside, and I got my little oven going on in here. Same thing right here. Small in the back, and the big one in the front. So put those over here too. Okay, that is done. And now it's just a matter of these 1/2 inches down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can pull these things off. I'll go ahead and screw these off. This is easy. Cool, front, back, but this one right here with the vacuum is the one that goes in the front just because of the orientation on here. Let me go ahead and pull those off now. You know what really, really stings is that bejesus burn right there and fresh gas. Oh man, I should probably go get some of those nitrate gloves and put on real quick, but this is actually pretty easy right here. All right. Nummer 1. And number 2 here. All right. All right, so here they are. Carburetor and choke cleaner, a pan for disassembly, standard kit number 1 with multiple different versions of Rochesters in them, and number 2. Okay, that's still in good condition. So let me take this one apart first. All right. I went ahead and put the gloves on. I don't want to be a whiner here, but that burn on here, every time gas or some of this fine product right here gets on it, it burns. Now, I should be wearing gloves all the time anyway, but I don't, but maybe at 59, I'm going to start doing it. All right, just going to take all these little small screws off here on the top, disconnect the accelerator pump lever on the side over here, drop all this in here, and just go from that one here. There's also, sometimes there's a screen up in here, but that one's wide open. And again, I got the kit here, so I'll get this off top. I'm gonna take a peek up in here and check my primary jets, make sure they're all free, and then basically just disassemble it, put new gaskets on to put the correct gaskets in there. Because if you screw that up, these kits right here come with multiple gaskets again. And so you just gotta make sure you line all the little bitty holes. And don't expect that just because somebody did this in the past, it's correct. They might have blocked the passage up someplace. I got these from National Carburetor, and they actually had the wrong jettings on it. Now, I'm not gonna go back after 15 years and say, hey, you guys had the wrong jetting in here. But I did buy myself what's called, it's like an OBT2 sensor. It's an oxygen sensor from a company called Innovative Technologies. And you shove that in the tailgate or in the exhaust pipe of whatever car you're driving around in, and you run it on the inside of your car, and you can get real-time readings of what your fuel-air ratio is making. Not under idle, but under load and under acceleration, under deceleration, under cruising speeds. And then based on that is where the jets on the inside is what you put those in properly. I got this thing running 13.5 to 1 right now, which I think is exactly where it's supposed to be. So none of these were super tight. Get this thing disassembled. I don't know, might have been some of that Italian gas, because literally the last time I drove this thing hard was going down to Italy for the beach races. If you want to see that, just go to my YouTube channel and type in Cole roll flat beach races, and you'll see that. Let's see, that little mechanism right here. How did I get that off the last time? Oh, it comes out as a pop, so get myself a little pair of needle nose here. Oh, that ain't gonna cut it. Let's see. There's that little bitty clip right there. Okay, that actually came out too easy. I'll show you how small that is. That's how small that is. So I'll put this over here on my handy dandy clean towel and I'll lay it right there so I can find it again. And then now I think you pop this out. Yep. And then you can turn this off, and that's kind of good because the spring, look at all the gas I poured out of. That's a good thing. That means my float is working properly. Yep. Float's working properly. Accelerator pump popped out of there. It looks like it's in good condition right there. And that's all it does. So this, for right now, let it drip. Put this to the side, and I'll start looking up in here. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and dump this upside down and get most of this gas out of here. Right there are your two primaries, right here and right here. That's your power valve right there. Seems to be working okay. The spring is in there. Pull that out. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disassemble the bottom. Before I do that, take off these venturis right here and look up in there. If I'm not mistaken, I rebuilt this thing about 3 years ago, both these centers, the primaries. And if I'm not mistaken, I did not take off the carburetor. I rebuilt them from the top, which is not a cheap way to get out of it, but I just didn't see the need to go into the bottom. But the guy I watched last night, there's also some passages up on the base that I definitely want to get to today. So let me get my little flat blade screwdriver here, because the rest of those were different. And this one right here, from what I understand, is a special screw that is for the center, because the accelerator pump also needs to push fluid through here because it shoots out the side right there. So all these little things I learned last night. Again, YouTube is a great little forum to learn crap like that. Let me see, I should be able just to pop that out of there. There it is. There it comes. And those are those special gaskets. Now if you put the wrong gasket in here, you'll cover up one of those orifices. No, I didn't Google that word. It's in my vocabulary. Orifices, little passages. And just make sure that they all have a place to go through, which they do. Those actually look pretty clean up in here. But for some reason, I don't think I was pulling fuel up in here. But we'll find out in a second. Anyway, I'm just gonna clean this thing and blow it out with a gun and then run it with a thread through all these little holes, make sure everything's nice and clean, and then basically just re-gasket the entire thing and bolt it back together. Now, if you look at this thing way up in here, I don't know if you can see it or not, that's kind of like jammed up in here, but underneath there's a spring and then there's a check ball. So I don't think I checked that the last time, the check ball, no play on words there, but let me pull that out of there right now and make sure that that is actually free and not clogged up and constipated. Oh no. Okay, there it goes. And there is the spring with it too. I can tell you right now, I didn't have it out there the last time. So there's the spring, and I can't see down up in there, but there's supposed to be a check ball. There it is. Okay, check ball was in there, and it was loose, so that's a good thing. And that's basically the other end, the receiving end of the passage, where this little plunger right here shoots fluid up in there when you accelerate. So it's called an accelerated pump, so you don't have that lag in here. And let me see, make sure that this is, yeah, this is the front one right here. So this is the one that I put F on. This one was actually spraying at a nice mist and the one in the back wasn't, so we'll go from there. Anyway, let me put my ball over here now. That's it right there. And there's different size balls too. All right, a couple more custom tools here. I guess I should take this flammable stuff and put it away. So this is so I can get a good hold of the center rod right here, and without taking all them screws apart. There it is right there. And I'm gonna ping this top right here and try to tighten this up a little bit. That's my plan. Ooh, it's tight already. Look at that, a little bit more. And hold on, no play. Look at that. Perfect. So that actually worked out really good. All right, let's see what we got here. Yeah, so all the gaskets are in here. Obviously way too many gaskets, but I'm on the accelerator pump side of the house right now, so look at that. Actually, you know what? Let me just keep it in this nice, neat little convenient thing they gave me here. Oh yeah, this thing is complete. So this one actually comes with a power valve, so that's kind of cool. No. That's the float seat right there. So that's the pin right here, the needle, and that's the float seat. So that's good. I'll reuse this one. And there's the accelerator pump. And the spring does not come with it. But this is for the check valve, and you see the ball up in here. You just got to compare the sizes, so there's a complete kit for that. And then obviously, these are the base gaskets, I'm assuming. This one I need right here. Right, so there's the new one. I got the spring up in here, the spreader, I call it. And there's the old one, nothing wrong with that one. So obviously, I'm gonna clean this one up a little bit and keep it in my little bag of extra stuff over here. There are the instructions from this little carburetor kit. But let me go ahead and start cussing here. So this spring gets pushed up in here. At the same time, you have to push it all the way down in here, get down to the second notch, grab this clip right here. There it is right there. Oh, that ain't gonna work, Roger. There it is right there. Okay, well, I'm a liar. It's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And now basically this gets hooked up right up in here like that, and put the clip on it, and Bob's your uncle. If you can actually see that or not, but I'm going to just squeeze that just a little bit right there. And then take these little surgical things here, clip it, lock it, and then see if I can actually slide it on here while showing you that at the same time. Might be just a little bit too much for multi-purpose tasking, but there it is. Unhook it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that sucker's up on there tight. I'm gonna put just a little bit of grease on here, just a little bit, maybe a little bit of thin penetrating oil, just to make sure that this doesn't bind, because that carburetor accelerator pump hole right there is super dry right now, so put a little lubrication up in there. Just a little piece of wire right here, strip it off, strip it off, a little bit more. There you go. Now what I do is I take these things right here and pull them back till you get an individual little thread in here. There it is right there. And then you can grab this right here and stick it in that little hole right there. And just basically clean all those orifices out there that the carburetor and choke cleaner didn't blow through here. And I don't think I have a drill bit that small, but you'll notice it goes all the way up through here, and every little hole you can get up in here, it's just run those little things up in there. I'm gonna strip back a little bit more, get myself a longer one to get all the way up in here and just dig that crap out. And then you blow it out with your carburetor and choke cleaner just after that. Hot rod garage, Steve, and tire repair shop. So we got a little emergency right here, but everybody knows these little plug kits right here. So there it is right there. I see it up in here. There it is right there. Right there. I can hear it too. You can hear it? Mm-hmm. So, get a hold of this. That sucker's up in there. There it is. All right, it's in there now. And now, with any luck, you pull it back out and it stays up in there. All right, don't try this at home. All right, check this out, close up here. So these are the jets, the primary jets right here. And what I do is I cut these little things right here, just regular old wire. And then I jam those through there like that. See that? And when I just took a look at them through my little bifocal, you get these at Harbor Freight or whatever, Home Depot. This is normal, this is bifocal. So if you chip your head up, you can actually see really, really close focus. So right there, I looked through them and one hole was a lot smaller than the other. I was like, wait a minute, do I have these jets wrong? So I polished them up a little bit. 5.0 is on here, 5.0 or 5.0. Anyway, those are the jet sizes on here. And then lo and behold, there was a little bitty piece of crud in one of them. So that was one reason this thing wasn't getting all the fuel that it had. So let me get the second carburetor put back together because numero uno is done. That thing looks pretty spiffy. Little flea market tip. So you see how I modified that one screw that I had? But you know what? This was like a $3 item. I threw it in the back of the truck. I'm gonna see if I got the right actual screw in here, because this is just a spare that I picked up at some unknown flea market someplace on the planet. There it is. So now, you take your handy dandy little instructions right here. You go to this meter right here, and 99% of these things are at 3/4. So the fine folks from Rochester, whoever made this kit, give you this little bitty square right here, or this little bitty measuring tape. And right, that's actually centimeters over here, so I'm gonna flip it around. And I need 3/4 of an inch to that center line right there. So with the actual gasket on there, so if I look at that, hold on, close that down right there. That one is 1 inch right now. So what that says, this thing cuts off when the float is too low. So if you see the little tab right there, you pop it back out, you grab yourself a little pair of needle nose and you bend El Tabo out a little bit. There it is right there. See if you can see that. Grab it right there. And the tab needs to come up a little bit. Wait a minute. How am I going to do this a smart way? Right there. Okay. All right, folks. So I got a set of helping hands here. So we're cinematography. So I've got to take this plunger right here, drop it on top of, right there, on top of that plunger spring. Put this in here, push that in there, and then place this down here and then hold pressure, because that spring now, and you don't want to force anything here. And I think we are good to go here. Grab all these neatly aligned screws. Get a couple of them in here. There's one long one here. That's the long one. That obviously goes right here in the center. And then I've got most of them down in here. And since this is all flats or cross-tip Phillips, I'll go ahead and crank a couple of them down. And Bob is your uncle for the 5th time. I'm done with that. This piece right here, you can hook it in later. Let's see if I got this correctly. It's the one with the slot goes to the bottom. And then this goes right in here like this. Turns it around. And I hook it down here and put one of these thingamajiggies that's so small I can barely see it on there. And then this will be ready to go. All right, hey look folks, carbs are going back on right now. I was at the barber a couple of minutes ago. So look, these are the gaskets that come in the kit. I always spray them with WD-40 or some light oil. Pop these on there, that way they don't stick the next time I'm on here. And if you look down in here, this is actually homemade intake manifold that has been on this car now for about 15 years. So that's what it looks like, and it actually works pretty doggone good. This one right here, the orientation, this is the one that's on the back right here. You can see it right here. This one's gonna go sit on the back. Real simple. And old girl here is the orientation for the front. And that was gonna go sit right there. And right over here, all my bolts in a little military formation. All right, folks, a little bit of bonus material here for you tonight. So Petra showed up here. She went and picked up this 1953 extended wheelbase Suburban. I gotta get my light cut on here. Hold on just a second. Check this thing out. It's about 7, 8 o'clock at night, but check this thing out. Rust-free, out of Southern California, we think. And I think you said you got 2 little spots of rust on it, but is this not cool? Again, it's a little bit longer than the normal one, but she just picked this thing up and drove about 500 kilometers, about 300 miles. She's got about another, I've got a little wall art right here. Super cool. She's opening up the back right now. And she owns her own shop down by the Stuttgart area. And I think she's gonna try to open up. Look at this. So again, if you see the fog, it's super cold out here right now. And don't fall off of that. Look at that thing. And this is obviously, wait a minute, I get it wrong, 8 lug. Yeah, this is an 8 lug, so this thing's gonna really drive like a truck, but super good condition up in here. Look at that. That's your definitely California truck here in Germany. And the guy who picked it up, I wouldn't say he lost interest in it, but he just lost interest and he got too many projects. Actually comes with a small block Chevy already in it. I'll get you a picture right here. It's just super cool. Another hot rod project here in Germany, seen on Roger's Hot Rod Garage. I'm going to show you the bottom end of this thing, and something that I just thought of. You know, it's got a V8 already in it, but this is 1953. We got a California title from Ontario, Canada. Not Canada, but California, sorry. Ontario, California. And this right here is a V8, but I'm telling you right now, there were no V8s in 1953 from Chevrolet as a series. At least that I'm not aware of. If you know any better, let me know in the comments. But that looks like one of those install kits right there. It's still a good job, but this thing definitely probably came with a 6-cylinder and this big old hunk of a 4-speed with a manual granny as a first gear. And that's what's in here right now. So I don't know, I got an opinion. I'll throw all this crap out of here and put some kind of new modern subframe on here, because this patina is just absolutely killer. This thing is super cool, rust-free California. Now, what I don't know, watch the light here, is whether Ontario, California is in the north or the south. I'll Google it when I get back to the house here. But anyway, here we go. I don't like my car sitting outside when it's like 15 degrees outside, which is like minus 4 or 5. That's what's supposed to get down tonight. So old girl's got frost all on her, but it's cozy warm in here. Anyway, I got a couple of cars piled up in here. Let me close the store and get to bed. All right, hey folks, it's the next day right here. I just came back from work. Sun is setting over here in Germany. And now if I take my adjustment for my idle and I turn these in ever so slightly, watch this. You hear the pitch change? So now once you hear it drop down a little bit, I turn it out like a half a turn. And the same thing on the other side over here. Get this backer over here. Turn it in, slightly, slowly. See how it drops down? I'm not messing with the actual idle. Turn it back down to a high idle. And then now I'll go around to the other end over here, and I can actually now adjust the actual idle adjustment. I've got two places I can adjust this here. Right there. And right up here because I'm running 2 of these Rochester 2Gs. Back here again. My throttle response is really clean. These right here aren't loose anymore because I fixed this one back here, and this one I actually put a little tack weld because it's metal. This is actually brass or bronze going up through here. So watch this now. Take this thing for a test drive now after I lower the idle just a little bit more. All right, this thing is running like a charm right now. Put my caps back on here. There we go. Put that one down on here. Just to catch it, there it goes. All right, about there. And there. Folks, this is a tight squeeze up in here, but I think I can get it up in here. Oh yeah. Hey, look, appreciate you guys watching my channel right now. So mission accomplished. Got the 2Gs adjusted, tested, set, and I'll do a little bit of probably just some spark plug changes after about 4 or 5 years of not changing the BMW V12 spark plug. So anyway, like, subscribe, and share from Roger's Hot Rod Garage. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.